skyward into the vast expanse. In locating a place to surface, the submarine uses the video camera mounted in the top of the sail, looking up at the ice. This is another historic day at the North Pole. Soon, 3 submarines will appear above the ice, 12,000 feet above the ocean floor. This will be the first multinational rendezvous in history, when 3 ships from 2 countries have met and joined forces at the geographic North Pole. The USS Sea Devil, homeported in Charleston, South Carolina, and commanded by Commander D.A. Napier, is the first to view the geographic North Pole, which is over 360 miles from the nearest land. The magnetic North Pole is over 800 miles south in northern Canada.
Wait, Mom. Yeah. Wait, you're not done. You're not done. Wait.
Following the Sea Devil, the HMS Superb, commanded by Commander J.A. Collins, surfaced in nearby slush water where the breeze and current caused the ship to move around a bit. Its unmoored position and distance from the Sea Devil required the crew to make up an inflatable raft to transport themselves to the meeting place. The USS Billfish, homeported in New London, Connecticut, and commanded by Commander F.T. Jones, pushed through 5 to 10 inches of ice with its vertical momentum. This, as with all surfacings through ice, was a difficult evolution. First, the sail broke through. In order to break the rest of the way through the ice and bring the hull up, the crew used the low-pressure blower to force air into the ballast tanks. The Billfish had made a previous stop at Ice Camp Crystal, where it gave 2 different VIP parties each a 16-hour ride beneath the ice pack. The guests of honor included the Undersecretary of the Navy, congressional staff personnel, and senior admirals, Op 02, Op 95, and Com Sub Lant. It was almost exactly a year ago, on 6 May 1986, that the first 3-ship rendezvous occurred, when 3 U.S. nuclear submarines met here. The USS Ray, USS Archerfish, and USS Hawkbill participated in that historic event. Naval Ocean Systems Center, NOSC, provided the Arctic Submarine Lab scientists and engineers who served aboard all 3 submarines, as they do for all sub-ICEX cruises. Don Stevens was aboard the HMS Superb. Jeff Gossett was aboard the Billfish, and Doug Schaefer was aboard the Sea Devil. The crews were always mindful of their safety on the ice. It was necessary to move the Sea Devil into a more solid position because of the constant shifting and cracking around the submarines. An area which appears to be solid ice could become a pool of open water within a few minutes. This year, because the ice was moving more, a brow had to be placed so the crew could leave the ship. At a predetermined time, a C-130 aircraft operating from the 109th Airlift Squadron of the New York National Guard joined the 3-ship rendezvous. Its mission is in support of the NOSC Arctic Submarine Laboratory, ASL. Aboard was ASL's Lieutenant Commander Carl Wales, who photographed the event and dropped a package containing magazines and newspapers. During the rendezvous, the North Pole was a busy place. In their free time, the crew members participated in activities at the pole that they could brag about to their families and friends back home. They played baseball, football, golf, and King of the Hill. Some even posed in pictures with Santa Claus. Until now, there has been little opportunity to observe wildlife at the North Pole at this time of year. But in conjunction with acoustic research being done at Ice Camp Crystal, a remotely operated vehicle gave the Navy its first close-up video footage of the underside of the ice in the area. These pictures are the first evidence we've had that these krill would be in Arctic waters this early in the summer. The only plant life that was seen were diatoms viewed from the camera in the sail of the submarine. During the busy days of 24-hour daylight and melting snow and ice, the Navy has shed new light on its ability to operate in the polar region. With the end of the rendezvous at hand, it's time for the ships to pack up and go home. Submerging back under the ice, the submarines return to their respective duties. To underscore the importance of this strategic locale, a Soviet nuclear-powered icebreaker was reported to have reached the North Pole within a month after our rendezvous. This was the second surface ship to ever visit the North Pole, the other being a Soviet nuclear-powered icebreaker in 1977. The rendezvous demonstrated the increasing importance of the Arctic to the U.S. Navy and to the Royal Navy, and the ability of all navies to operate under the Arctic ice pack.